Hey guys, today is a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I first got started into making my Bath & Body products. It's a really long story, so grab a tea, grab a snack, have a sit down, grab a blanket, and be prepared for a pretty long story time. So this journey began 4 years ago when I was working for a really big tech company. So I won't say the name of this company, but they're pretty big, and I was working at their corporate headquarters in downtown Toronto. This was my dream job. Not only was I working for this amazing company whose products I loved and whose products I know millions and millions of people loved. I was working in one of the most beautiful offices. I just remember the floor to ceiling windows up on the 17th floor, and I could see the city, just the skyline of it, and the Lake Ontario was right there. It was just one of the most glamorous jobs I've ever had. And the pay was great, and the actual job itself was something that I actually really enjoyed. And I saw myself being there for a long time. The culture of this company was one of extremely high pressure. You were always reminded that there were so many other people that were willing to come take your place at any moment. So you were constantly justifying why you were there and always having to prove yourself and forget about your achievements in this month, because now we're looking to the next month and what are you going to achieve then? It was a constant pressure. And I know there are a lot of people that thrive under that kind of workplace environment. I was not one of those people. I completely crumbled underneath it. And it was just so much stress all of the time. And so it was while I was working at this job with this company that one night I was sitting on the balcony with my husband, and I noticed the smallest red bumps just appear along my arm, and it looked like an allergic reaction, or it looked like really small mosquito bites. They were all in a line and they just went down my forearm. And I thought that was a little strange. I do have allergies, so I kind of just thought it was an allergic reaction or something of that nature. But they got worse. Those little bumps started to spread and grow into welts and became angry. And this all happened within hours. And not only that, but these red bumps had spread from my arm all the way up to the rest of my body, eventually covering about 95% of my body. And if you can imagine what angry red welts covering 95% of your body feels like, it's not comfortable. So I called my work and told them I wasn't coming in the next day and went to my doctor because it was that scary. So I go to my doctor and he sees my skin and he instantly knows what it is. He called it a psoriasis flare-up, and I had heard the term psoriasis before, and it was up until that day that I realized I'd always had psoriasis, but it was just 1 or 2 small patches that would come and go away, and it was so inconsequential. It never made me uncomfortable, so I never looked into it deeper than that. So it was never an issue. So when he said it was a flare-up, it was basically those little dry patches that I would get every now and then multiplied by 1,000. So he also delivered some really bad news, and that being that there was no cure for psoriasis flare-ups. The only cure is time, and you can treat it while you had them. And the only treatment that he knew about was the steroid cream that he gave to me, and it was a small tube. And so it wasn't a complete loss as well. He was able to refer me to a skin specialist Unfortunately though, we live in Ontario, Canada, and while healthcare is free, which is a great thing, that also meant a 3-month wait until I could actually see that specialist. So I came home pretty upset and scared about what my new normal was going to look like. And so I started that first day using some of the cream, and it was kind of the most ridiculous thing too, because it was a small tube like this, like a tube of toothpaste, but the cream itself was not easily spreadable. It was extremely thick, and the idea of me having to cover 90% of my body with this small tube of steroid cream, it just didn't seem practical, and I didn't see myself doing it all the time. So I actually stopped that and turned to Google. I know you shouldn't be turning to Google for health matters, but you know, if the only thing that'll help is time, I mean, there's really not much else you can do. So I looked to see what else I can do to help maybe get rid of this psoriasis flare faster. So I look online and do a little bit of research, and I realized that psoriasis is actually an autoimmune disease. So what's happening on the outside of my skin was a product of what was going on inside. And one of the triggers was probably my really stressful job that I was in, along with a lot of alcohol I was consuming. Just a disclaimer, everything that I say about psoriasis is 100% my own opinion. I'm not a doctor. Don't take my story as advice on what you should do. You should definitely speak with your own doctor if this is happening to you. I started to realize that maybe cutting out these things would help my skin. So the first thing that went was the job. I quit. I quit and I applied for another job, and that worked out so much better for me. I cut out a lot of things. I cut out alcohol, I cut out dairy. I increased a lot the level of dark leafy greens that I was consuming, so a lot more broccoli, a lot more kale. One of the things that I started doing was I would take a drink of water with lemon and a little bit of chlorophyll in it every morning. I did find that within a month, my angry welts began to disappear. And it was during this whole lifestyle transition that I also learned that my body washes and things that I was applying to my skin with all of the chemicals and all the other bad stuff that could be hiding in these products were probably not helping my skin conditions. So the next step was finding healthier, more natural alternatives. And it was during that search that I stumbled upon making your own soap. And that was really cool. I didn't realize that you could do that. I didn't realize that you can take the oils from your kitchen and lye from Home Hardware and mix it up to make soap. It was just the most magical thing in the whole wide world. So I just did a deep dive into watching a lot of YouTube videos. Soap Queen was a huge inspiration for me to get started. A lot of YouTube watching happened. And it was over a span of a couple of months, as my psoriasis was disappearing slowly and slowly, that I decided to just make my own loaf of soap. Just go for it. And so I looked up suppliers, I joined a bunch of FB groups on soap making, and just dove right in. One of my very first recipes was, I used a recipe from Soap Queen's website, and I remember it was a peach scented soap. So I make this bar of peach soap, and it turned out amazing. It's not anywhere close to how good my soap is now, but it was a great start. And I was officially obsessed at that point. That's when I started to really want to make all of the soap in the whole wide world. So I did. I started to make a bunch of different loaves. I started posting about it, and I gave a lot of my first soaps away to my friends. And they raved about it. They really loved it. I realized, hey, I could maybe sell this. I could maybe make a business out of it. And so that's what I started to think about, how these products that I was making could benefit other people like me who have skin issues, who don't want to have products with an ingredient list of 25 things, most of which you can't even pronounce. I began thinking about building a company for people like me who just wanted something more natural in their showers and don't have to worry about putting crap on their bodies. So that's what I did. And I will go into the whole building my business aspect of building this company, but I think for just this video, we can just talk about how it all started. So that's it. That's how I started. If you want to know about how I actually built this company and this brand, I'm gonna say that for a later video. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them in the comments below. I try to read and respond to every single one. So yeah, I just wanted to take this time also to thank you guys, my 370 subscribers that have decided to come along this journey with me and who watch my videos. I am so thankful to each and every one of you. And if you're new here to the channel and you're looking for inspiration, hello and welcome. Please subscribe. Ooh, it's so freaking bright. Sorry, it was super bright back there. Yeah, the sun just decided to come out weirdly right now. But yes, please subscribe. I try to post videos daily about my products, my small business journey, and everything in between. So if you decide to come along, thank you. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.